this how YouTube works? Great. We're here to work on some leather. My goal here is to learn and share with you this learning process, but in order to make it worth your time to join me on this learning journey, I want to give away the things that I'm making. Now, since I'm learning, they're not going to be perfect, but you are going to have a piece of top grain leather made into some usable thing. It could be wallets, it could be this. This is just like a little journal cover I made. Keeps my little notebook in here. I write notes for like my, I doodle, I write my notes, I keep all of that in there. Has a little slot for either a card, or I keep a little pocket knife there. My pen, I carry this with me, I write notes. Let's see, could be something like this. This is a pouch. This is really cheaply made because I made it quick just for myself. This is literally a pouch where I keep some of my pricking irons in there. So it could be all sorts of things. It could be, actually, let me show you real quick. Whew. It could be a wallet. There's a little wallet I made, just a little card holder. It's got space for a couple of cards. Got a couple of cards on the back. My ID is in the middle. A little money clip. So all sorts of things that I could be making. So I want to share all of that with you. I'm going to make it. You watch, you join, you comment, subscribe, all the stuff that YouTubers say, and then I give it away to somebody randomly. So as long as you're participating, you're interacting, you'll get a piece of, you'll get a, I'm not gonna say a fine leather good, but you're gonna get a leather good. And it's made of quality leather, and we learn, I learn, you earn. There you go, that'll be my tagline. I learn, you earn. So with that, let's get started. That's the ticket. So today what I'll be making is a journal cover. I'm going to say this is more of a field notes cover more than a journal cover because it is small pocket size. You could fit your passport in there. You can also fit a field notes. As I mentioned, I have this one here that I made. This is not what we're making. We're actually going to be making something like this. Super small. Holds a pen. There you go. As you can see, has a pocket on this side, has a pocket on this side, pen holder, another little pocket there. So we're making one of these. I'm just making leather goods from patterns that other people sell. I will link them in the bio if you're interested in making them yourself or buying them, supporting them. None of this is original. I'm just, again, learning, using what they have put out into the world, onto YouTube to create something. Let's do it. What you'll see here is a table full of tools. Plug the B-roll, and what you're gonna see is all of the tools that I'll be using for this specific build. Now, all of these are not necessary. I have things that are, I wouldn't even say specialized, like this. This is a maul to hammer things. You could use a hammer. I think you'll hear every leatherworker say, don't use a metal hammer because you'll screw up your tools. This is true. So I have this maul here in order to, mess with my tools. Let's get started. Make sure we're covered. Cool. And I'm going to take a knife, make some cuts. Great. Take the red leather. This is what I meant earlier. We're going to place this one on here. Perfect, right? So now I'll use this as a guide to cut the total lining. So it's always good to have some pins around. I'm just going to line this out real quickly. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're not going to see this part. What I'm trying to do more or less is just get a good understanding. And if you saw it move there a little bit, it's okay, because what with this is going to be actually just to get us an understanding of where we need to glue. I like to use the brush for the ends, and I'm just going to spread it on there liberally. I'm going to do this real quick. A little do here, I'm gonna take a little glue scraper and I'm just gonna throw this on here to make sure we cover everything nice and quickly. Bam! We're gonna put that there, lay it down, put that there. Here's what we're doing. This is the outside, this is the inside. This is gonna go here. This is gonna go here. This is gonna go here. You slide your notebook in here. This is a pocket. This is a pocket. And then, bam. So, it'll be a thick boy, but this is gonna be a notebook. And then I'm gonna add a couple of loops here to wrap it up. And one of my favorite things here, this is Ted's tape. It's a double-sided tape. Why do they call it Ted's tape? I'm assuming it's just because of Buckle Guy, one of their founders, employees, family owners, refined it. So I call it Ted's tape. If Buckle Guy sponsors me, this is what I'm asking for. I just want reams of this stuff. Is it still a ream? Roll? Is it still a ream if it's not paper? All I know is that this stuff is delightful. I'm just gonna make sure this still works. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight, but it'll fit. Come to this end, do the same thing. So I'm gonna try to freehand it and see if I can get it. Oh man, this stuff always makes me nervous. So typically I like to take the mark that was made by the awl and just trace it very lightly. Very lightly. And why is this? Because I'm not a professional. So I'm still trying to figure this part out. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of these knives. I much prefer to do this with this knife. It just feels better. I feel like I have more control. Buckle Guy. As soon as Buckle Guy sponsors me and I get that eco glue and maybe a clicker press, we'll be in business. But big fan of Buckle Guy. They just have a lot of really cool stuff. It just seem, in my limited experience, they seem super helpful to just the leathercrafting community, whether you're big or small. So I'm at a point where this blade is starting to feel a little dull. Here's what I'm gonna do. I could snap it off because I have hundreds of these and they're super cheap, but I grew up poor, right? So just because I have a little bit of money now doesn't mean that I've lost the frugality in me. So I'm gonna strop these. So that doesn't sharpen the blades, but it does essentially remove any sort of burrs, and it brings back some of the fineness. Watch as I cut this. This should be pretty freaking smooth. Big fan of stropping stuff, just because I can snap it to another one, but the blade's still good. It just needs to be refined a little bit. So look how smooth. You can't feel it, but I promise you, it's cutting through this stuff so much easier. I'm putting so much less pressure on this. It's crazy. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This is bananas. Can I say shit on YouTube? This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Boom. Sweet. Always close your blades. One side is going to be here. It's already looking better, even as a mock-up, just with these corners. Like, it is definitely looking better. This will go here. Your notebook will go in here. And then, bam. Closed there with a nice rounded edges. What we're going to do next is we're going to mark around so we can start thinking about sewing this together. This is also going to go around, so we'll do an 1/8 of an inch here. This leather mark's way easier. Did you see that little bump? That's what I mean by sometimes you get a little funky if you're not super mindful of leading with the outside. Well, there you have it. Thanks for joining if you made it this far. That front little red one, that's the one I'm giving away. These other ones, just a few other examples that I've made, but that little red one, that's what I'm giving away. So thanks again for joining. I appreciate it. And if you're interested in snagging that thing, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll give it away. That's the ticket.